Unplugged, where he kind of is very clearly a very passive-aggressive dynamic between him and Jerry Cantrell. Kurt Cobain said, this is off our first record, most people don't own it, talking about Bleach. Because, in fact, most people did not own Bleach. They sold about 30,000 copies of Bleach through the entirety of North America.
I thought he said don't know it.
Don't own it. Okay. Yeah, was what he said. But you know what? If you don't own it, you probably don't know it either. Mm-hmm. So it all comes together. Cavaliers are down to the final few games in the regular season. They play the Magic in Orlando tonight. That's a 7 o'clock tip. The beleaguered Orlando Magic, but any given Tuesday, Magic are 20-59 for the season. So the Cavs are in Orlando. Then they'll head to Brooklyn to play the Nets on Friday night. And they'll end the regular season here at home on Sunday against the Milwaukee Bucks. That is a 3:30 tip-off. If you were watching, I don't know how I did in our bracket. I know one of the guys from the sports department somewhere won the whole bracket, so maybe there's something to knowing a couple of things, or maybe that's just coincidental. A guy, it must be like a guy at a corporate level. I've never heard of the guy. I had no clue. Not somebody that we work with, but we got an email. Hey, so-and-so from iHeart Sports won the bracket. Okay, cool.
Yeah, my bracket was garbage this year.
Yeah, mine was okay until the very end, and then it took a complete dump. But the Kansas Jayhawks had the biggest NCAA championship comeback ever. And they were down 16 points, and they beat the Tar Heels. So if you're still pissed at Eric Church, this should make you feel good, because he famously canceled that show in San Antonio so that he could watch the final game. And his team lost to the Kansas Jayhawks. North Carolina had a chance to tie at the last second with a three-pointer, but they didn't make it happen.
Okay, it's going to be Johnson to inbound. Here we go. Mannix circling around. He slipped underneath. They go to Love. Love's going to be the one to take it. Puts up the shot. It's off! The game is over! And Kansas completes the biggest championship comeback all time.
Oh, boy. The Kansas Jayhawks. If you had them winning the NCAA championship, good for you.
It was a good game. I really was impressed by the comeback that they made, because they were down by almost 20 at one point.
Have they ever won before? Are they a storied team?
They are one of the winningest teams.
Okay.
When it comes to national champ. I think this is their 6th.
Okay.
Which is a lot.
The president of the NCAA botched their name in the trophy ceremony.
You call them the Gayhawks?
He did not call them the Gayhawks, no.
The fan base has been extraordinary. We're so excited for you. And here to present the trophy is the head of the basketball committee, Tom Burnett, to Coach Self and the Kansas City Jayhawks. University of Kansas Jayhawks.
Kansas City Jayhawks. Coach Self. What a great name. I'm Coach Self.
Bill Self.
I'm Coach Bill Self. Yeah, so he called them the Kansas City Jayhawks. Of course, not to be confused with the band the Jayhawks from Minneapolis, right? In the early days of what they called Y'alternative, you had the Jayhawks back in the day. I don't even know if they're still around. They probably are. They would. I saw the Jayhawks with Wilco many, many years ago. They're kind of similar in tone. But for people who love their Minneapolis rock and roll, boy, if you ever called the band the Jayhawks, the Kansas City Jayhawks, they'd get upset because they're from Minneapolis.
More of a Husker-Do kind
Husker Do's, Husker Don'ts,
and the replacements. So.
There are a lot of social faux pas that you can fall into when you're. Speaking of bands, people are all pissed because Imagine Dragons did a show before, I guess, the title game, and people were like, "Why? Why?" Most sporting events are already ruined by some kind of Imagine Dragons music. Why are we doing this now? It is interesting how some bands get just people stomping all over them. And I'm not quite, like, I think Imagine Dragons suck. But I don't know why. It's hard to put your finger on, why people give some bands a hard time.
I think it's when a band gets played to death, and that because their songs were in so many movie trailers, from like I feel like 2016 to 2018. They just were played so much, and it was like the same 2 songs basically. And you're like, enough of this.
Radioactive.
Yeah.
Radioactive.
Yeah, that was in the car this morning, and my daughter
course it
likes
was.
that song, and she goes, the station we were listening to, she goes, and she knows, she asks me what every song is, and then I'll tell her, and she'll go, oh, I love this song. Like, she knows the song, can't remember the name. Somebody compiled a list of sporting events which they referred to have been interrupted by Imagine Dragons concerts. Opening night of the 2014 NBA season, that was LeBron's first game back
I remember
with
that.
the Cavs.
We talked about that, and I think that might have been your coming out party as hating Imagine Dragons.
Oh, yeah? Well, who could forget that?
Maybe not, but it's definitely a time when we talked about it, and you were definitely your position hasn't changed.
Yeah, it's not even that I find them musically offensive. I just don't find anything compelling about them whatsoever. I mean, it's like a band that writes songs that they know will be used in commercials or sporting events. I mean, listen, you say, well, these guys get played a lot. Well, so do AC/DC, but people don't collectively hate AC/DC because they're a great band. They do the same thing over and over again, but people tend to like that thing.
But they're easy to make fun of.
You hear Thunderstruck at a sporting event, you don't get pissed. You Imagine Dragons, people start gouging their ears out.
There's also the newness of it. I think.
Is that what it is?
I think when things are newer, and also
You mean that Imagine Dragons will have to age
into
for
it,
people
yeah.
to appreciate them?
Maybe. It doesn't always happen, but I think they're like, I feel like people are coming around on Nickelback now, where they were the band, and there's always got to be that band that everyone can take shots at. And I think for a while it was Nickelback, and the torch has been passed to Imagine Dragons.
But with time, I don't feel like people have come around to Nickelback. And again,
I think they absolutely
Oh,
have.
really?
Oh, yeah.
Because it was a running joke for so long, and then people were like, "But when they go on tour, I do want to go see them. Like they have hits."
Like,
but so do Imagine Dragons. I mean, I think
Right.
I think Imagine Dragons are a very popular band.
I think
so, too.
I'm
They are a
I'm not
pop band.
Not
They're not-
implying that they're not popular. I think that they are, but so
all
they played.
I know is when I see, like, I'll be at like a karaoke bar, and someone will sing Nickelback, and everybody in the bar is singing along. Your worst
Is that
nightmare.
ironically?
No, because it's just because there's a whole generation of kids that grew up just hearing that song, and now they know it, and they don't understand why people my age are like, "Oh, Nickelback sucks." Like, I don't know, I like this song.
Okay.
Sounds like a good rock song to me. They don't have that same level of cynicism towards them.
Yeah. Well, listen, I think Chad Kroeger is a good songwriter, and they have riffs, but it was never like a band that scratched my itch. But Imagine Dragons does feel like a band that was like presented to you. Here's this band, and they're going to win Grammys, and they're going to win MTV awards, and all this stuff.
But did they win that stuff? Did they win Grammys?
Yeah, they won American Music Awards
I
and a
don't
bunch
know.
of Billboard Awards and Grammys and MTV Awards. Yeah,
I just mostly know them from the movie trailers. Like, I don't think I ever got super deep into them. And I don't hate them. I don't mind them.
they were the most.
They're just kind of background noise.
They were the most streamed group of 2018.
Damn.
Yeah. But yeah, anytime they come on, boy, my kid can't get enough. And they're Mormons.
Yeah.
I mean, they're from
that's true.
Vegas. They're
Yeah.
a Vegas band, but I
Vegas
mean, I think they're Mormons.
Yeah.
Or at least went to BYU, which is usually the implication,
You're not usually going there if you're not a Mormon.
I had a friend who went to BYU who was a non-Mormon lesbian, and I was curious why she went to Brigham Young University.
Weird. She's like, I'm changing because there's going to be a lot of opportunities to change some minds or keep some secrets at least.
There are beautiful women in Salt Lake
Oh,
City.
dude.
I don't
so
even know
hot.
if that's where BYU is. but-
BYU's in Provo, about
Provo,
40
okay.
minutes south.
Well, I've only been to Salt Lake City, and there were some hot women coming out of the mountains, boy,
Oh, yeah.
to party on a Friday night. But yeah, Imagine Dragons did the opening night of the 2014 NBA season. They did 2014 Sugar Bowl, 2016 College Football Playoffs, 2018 Final Four, Game 2 of the Stanley Cup Final. They are from Vegas. I mean, I think that's where it was. But, these guys... And listen, if you're a band and somebody goes, hey, do you want to come do this event? You're not going to turn it down.
And obviously,
You're not going to go, no, that's not really our vibe. I mean, you go where the action is.
if they're the most streamed band in 2018, they're very popular and they're very well liked. It's just not by probably people our age
Right.
as much.
That's right.
I don't like, to me, they're just audio wallpaper. Like, they don't really register with me when they're on. But there's some people, I guess, that really get annoyed by them. And I'm not one of those people. I just go, whatever.
Right. Well, listen, I mean, somebody points out that the greatest thing that Nickelback gave us was Pants Feet. But
Pants
DJ
Feet
Cummerbund gave us Pants Feet.
Well, but DJ Cummerbund couldn't give us that without Nickelback writing the original song.
Around your pants. I like your feet around your pants. I like your pants around your pants. I like your feet around your feet. I like your pants. I love pants and I love feet.
I mean, it absolutely sounds like a Nickelback song. I mean, if these guys were smart, next time they tour, they play Pants Feet live.
Listen, if they
That would be hilarious.
If I hear they're playing Pants Feet live, I'm going to see Nickelback.
Right.
I will be at that concert because I want to see Pants Feet live. I love pants. I love feet. What can I say?
Pants, feet. So, yeah, I have nothing against Imagine Dragons, and if they have a good sense of humor about themselves, that goes a long way. Nickelback has always kind of been, I think early on when they were trying to get things going, they were a little snippy about it. But after a while, they were like, look, we're laughing all the way to the bank,
Exactly.
so
You play
we don't
into
really care, you know.
And I think that's the way to go because there's some people they get, when they become like the jokey band or they get, picked on, they get too defensive and it makes you look way worse. Like the Stain dude, I feel like, did that.
Aaron Lewis.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, he's just a putz. He was always a putz.
Right, but I'm saying
just
like,
kinda-
and that's kind of why people were making fun of him, and then he just like dug in rather than kind of going with the bit. Whereas you got the guy, who was it, James Blunt?
Oh, yeah.
Like, he's in on the joke. Yeah, and he's
Yeah.
like, when everybody was talking about Spotify and Neil, not Diamond, Young, taking their music off there, he had a great bit. He goes, hey, if you don't take down this Joe Rogan, I'm going to release more music.
Right. Really putting it to you. Alan, my wife thought that in that Radioactive song, instead of radioactive, she thought they were saying ready to rock, dude, and now that's all I can hear.
Ready to rock,
Dude, ready to rock, dude. That's going to improve this song for me.
That doesn't sound like it at all.
Now, next time it's on in the car, my daughter, that's how we're going to sing it.
This is like the most distilled version of, what was that Transformer music that Erica played?
Skrillex?
Yeah,
Hawkeye?
but what's that kind of music
Dubstep?
called? Yeah, this is like a very distilled version of like dubstep made like for radio and rock stations. That's what I get when I listen to this stuff.
Here it comes. I don't even know if MMS still plays this. Probably. I'm ready to rock, dude. Ready to rock, dude. Yeah. Ready to rock, dude. Ready to rock, dude.
Oh, man.
Oh, it's too good.
I like Ready to Rock Dude way more than Radioactive. Mm-hmm. It's fun.
Why am I thinking about the Olsen twins on...
Why are you ever thinking about the Olsen twins?
Because didn't one of them say on the show with Bob Saget, Full House, it was like, you got it, dude, and they had the little finger guns.
Oh, I think
she'd
that...
say you got it, dude.
You got it, dude.
I
Ready
see.
to rock, dude. That's why, I don't know why that popped in my head for some reason. You got it, dude.
Yeah. Alan, Nickelback is still very hated. Well,
As
obviously,
much as you
there's no
think.
way to quantify that. I'm just saying that I think as time goes by, people get a little less stringent about what they think are awful. And
There's a lot of people that will still hate them, but there's a lot more people. I mean, they still sell out shows everywhere.
Yeah.
And they have a whole generation of younger fans that go, oh, yeah, I don't mind this.
yeah. Yeah, again, I'm no purist. You know, some people give these bands a hard time just because they're dumb songs. Like, the lyrics aren't that good. I'm like, I don't have any problem with dumb songs. First of all, I'm not listening for the lyrics. Mm-hmm. But there's a lot of great dumb songs out there.
Yeah,
I'm not trying to. I'm reading the music, or I'm listening to music rather, instead of reading a book. Right? If I want to keep my brain mossy, I'll read a book. I don't mind dumb songs.
No, dumb songs are
some of the greatest songs of all time are dumb
Very
songs.
Dumb songs.
Rock Lobster. I'm a big fan of that.
Great song.
Rock Lobster. Love Shack. Same band.
I thought they were saying rock louder.
Rock louder. And that's a long song, by the way. People don't realize, like, the full version of Rock Lobster is like 7 minutes long, I think.
Oh, that's way too long.
Yeah.
We were at a party. Here about fell in the game. Someone reached
Rock
in.
louder.
What the
Rock louder. Yeah. Well, anyway, you can go in a bunch of different directions. Do you know this band, Poundcake?
No.
You've heard Love Shack.
You know
Yeah,
Love
I hate
Shack?
it.
Yeah. You hate Love Shack?
Yes, I hate
From your
Love
DJ days?
Yeah.
How about Wig? Song about a wig.
I have heard this one.
What's that on your head? What's that on your head?
No wonder I hate Love Shack so much.
They're just singing about who's got a wig. Baby's got a wig. You ever see a baby in a wig?
It's always funny. Baby in a wig is always funny.
Yeah. Got a big toupee. It's a band called the B-52s, Poundcake.
I mean, I love stupid lyrics.
Mm-hmm.
Some of my favorite bands, but They Might Be Giants. Birdhouse in Your Soul makes no sense. Great song.
Well, I think there's a difference between obscure lyrics and stupid ones. I don't think of that as like a band with stupid lyrics.
Well, silly lyrics. I mean,
yeah,
it's not,
sure. Kind of non sequiturs, and that's all right. Bare Naked Ladies.
Bare Naked Ladies does that a lot.
Alan, I thought Radioactive was I Need a Napkin. I need a napkin. I don't know. You're probably eating at the time. I like Ready to Rock Dude. I'm going to go with that. Ready to Rock Dude. That's right. Alan, my wife just got tickets to see Imagine Dragons in Cincinnati in August.
I mean, their lead singer, he's shredded. He's hot. Super hot Mormon guy.
Well, he's probably straight edge, right? What's his name? Dan Reynolds? Is that the...
Yeah, I think because he grew up in Mormon, like in the Mormon community, and they frowned upon gays. Now he's like an outspoken advocate, and he wears a pride flag every performance.
Oh, okay.
Is he gay?
No,
No, he's got a wife
just-
and kids.
okay,
And
he
he's got a
just
cute
does.
wife. His wife's a singer, this chick, Asia Volkman. She's pretty talented. Jada's got a wig. Will's mad. Why didn't you wear it? Could have saved Chris Rock some trouble.
I saw some articles now about Chris Rock's nonverbal learning disability, and that's why people are trying to get him off the hook for what he's like. Well, he's got a nonverbal learning disability where he doesn't know how to act in certain social situations.
Stop it. He's a
I'm like,
comedian.
He's a comedian telling jokes. Like, if there's
No.
a time he knows how to act, it's when he's telling jokes.
It literally.
Well, my understanding was that was the explanation for why he stood there and didn't back away from a guy who was clearly advancing on him for some reason. He stood. It all plays into people who were convinced it was all staged.
Mm-hmm.
Is that Chris Rock kind of stood there with his arms behind his back, and people were like, he's got the learning thing where he's not completely hip on nonverbal signals. But I'm like, I don't care what your disability is. If you see a guy coming at you, you don't have your brain doesn't have to do a lot of synthesizing to figure out what's going on there.
But he didn't.
There's also the fact that you are at the Oscars.
Yeah, you didn't think something
On
like that
live
would
television.
on
right.
live television, that you're probably thinking he's gonna come up here and like put his arm and like give you a noogie or something like
By a
that.
fellow actor.
Yeah, like so.
No, yeah.
I think there's a lot of different things that play into how that situation played out.
And again, I've said this before. I mean, not
Then
to.
don't say it again.
Okay.
No, go ahead.
Not to.
No, I'm kidding.
Not to discredit anybody's experience with going bald, but I've had a few friends that have had cancer and gone through radiation. Going bald, I mean, you can wear a wig. There are ways, like, it's not as bad for women as it is for men. Like, women, they can always wear wigs, and a lot of the times you can't tell. You can't tell if someone's wearing a wig, if it's a good enough wig.
Also, Jada looks good.
Yeah, Jada looks good. You can accessorize it.
Even with a bald head, she still looks good.
I'm sure it's very traumatizing to lose, like, the process of actually losing your hair, but in today's society, it's not a big deal as it was.
But she also, but again, this is one of the first things I said when we started talking about it was she made a conscious decision to show up bald to the Oscars.
She did.
It's not like she doesn't have wigs. She has said publicly, it doesn't bother me. I'm fine with it.
It would have meant a lot if she would have just given like the thumbs up or something like that. It didn't have to be that way.
I still think she's just upset because she knows she's not starring in any movies.
I don't think that's...
Well, neither is Will Smith from what I'm reading.
Not
They're
anymore, but like...
They're pulling way back on everything they had in the pipeline for him.
But when he makes the joke, hey, can't wait to see you in G.I. Jane 2.
Oh.
She's pretty far away from being a leading lady these days.
I got nothing on the books.
Yeah.
Yeah, last time she was just in the old makeup in The Matrix.
Yeah, she just like a supporting character, not a lead.
Yeah, what are you going to do?
That's what hurts the most.
I felt bad for Chris Rock. Did you see the photo of him going try to take in a movie just by himself? And some dude takes a picture with him. And I guess he's not going to be a dick, so he's like, okay. But he's standing there with like popcorn, and he's got a bottle of water and a hot dog, and some guy's got his arm around. I'm like, oh my, just let the guy go to the movies by himself. Is your life going to change because you didn't get a picture of Chris Rock? It's not.
But
going to the movies, like it's the middle of the day.
Ask,
he's trying, huh?
But I understand why someone would ask.
I guess. Okay, I got a break.
You can eat all that popcorn, Chris? You're a little guy.
You didn't cut a hole in the bottom of the bucket, did you, by any chance? You want to text for something, 35192, AlanCoxShow.com to watch, and you can listen anywhere on the iHeartRadio app.